Hello and welcome back to Hoi 4 Equestria War, Zarantia under Mekiouzza, Ataghan. In today's video, we continue our war against Tobak and hopefully it goes well. No, I don't want you. Go away. Look, I know I'm taking away too much from other places. I just really want to be able to push through here. And hopefully everyone else can hold over in other places for now. I just want to be able to push forward without without them all holding in that one area and making it where I can't do anything. There we go. This is fine. I can actually push and get them for the most part. There we go. This is much, much better. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Why not? Woo! Thank goodness. I mean, I'll just ignore the main part so I can rush this way and not get bogged down is basically all I wanted to do there. There we go. I don't really need to for 1%. And there we go. Mine. Back home, everybody. Tobak reclaimed. In the end, the gun runners' threats and boasts were nothing more than bluffs and empty banter. Once again, our armies claim Tobuk and reunite us with long-lost brothers and sisters. Small pockets of resistance are still being found across the region, but for the time being, the Zarantia flag can pridefully fly against Tobuk skies. Woo! The Verdant March. It had been a few years. The Mekiouzza, it felt like it was a lifetime ago that she walked the streets of Tobuk as its ruler, but not as a disgraced leader pushed back to the desert by bandits and lowlives. In her darkest moments, she had feared she might, well, never see its streets again. Yet her fears had not come true. As she rode in one of the cars P-Shooter was so fond of, waving and being greeted and celebrated by the city's people as the flag of her grandest work and design flew proudly from the rooftops of Tobuk. She knew that this moment was the grand payoff for all her struggles. It had been tough, and the road had been long. Pockets of resistance and reports of ambushes were still coming in. She still had a nation to restore fully, and the threat of the neighbors were an ever-subtle, insidious whisper in her ears. The path was still long, arduous, and she wondered if she would ever see the end of it. But if those quick, bright flashes were any indication, Zarantia was reclaiming its name, and the world was taking notice. The road may be long yet, but today she would celebrate. Whatever the world throws at me, I am not nearly done yet. And we get a whole bunch of naval things available. Probably taken from Tobuk. Let's see. What can I do? Oh, I can attack. Securing Zarantia from the nightmare is something I can do whenever. I don't really feel ready for that at all. But yeah, yeah. What can I do to integrate them? Yeah, I have to be able to take them down eventually. But not yet though. The Hour of Retribution. Mercy has its place, but not when dealing with liars and backstabbers. Their words were worth nothing, and they have caused both us and our Tobukian kid countless woes. For that we will die, and they will die, and their deaths will serve as a warning. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, just whoever, you. Sorry, you're out. Now I do want to not lose anything from this, so I will do that real quick. What can I get? Let's go for... Next off, let's go for electronics. Hunting down... Oh, Battle Report 42. For the eyes of the Battle Sister Zagwa only. Tobuk. Pockets of resistance are localized within the outskirts of the city. Supply of smuggling guns through collaborators and dug caches. Collaborators apprehended. The process of smoking the safe house is still under progress. Zafra. Attempt to hide within the Zafra hills ended in failure. The pincer tactic suggested by Battle Brother Omori successfully pushed them to flee towards Warzina. Let it be their problem. Sorry, Warzina. Good luck with that, I guess. Darna seems to be the most problematic spot. Resistance has mounted a desperate holdout and holds the population hostage. Negotiations relieve the hostages and bring the resistance to justice. Long live the Eloquid. Long live Zarantia. Hunting down to the last. There is no escape for the scum who thought they could steal Tobuk from us. We will chase them to the edge of the world if we have to, and our vengeance will be terrible. Take 'em down, take 'em down, take 'em down, yeah! Final report. Oh, first, loyalty amongst thieves. Where do you think you're going, Fast Draw? Outside. Can't a bloody pony have a smoke in peace now? Right, outside. You're trying to run like the others, aren't you? Long stare held between the unicorn and the frantic-looking griffin. Despite the accusation, he looked the one more prone to pack up their bags and try to seek asylum in Mare Egypt than the two of them. What if, with their bloodshot, frantic eyes, constantly drawing and redrawing maps on a city and the cusps of being sieged, even though I was, and you wouldn't be able to stop me, Elum. I'm just going for a smoke, unless you want the smell of Mare Egyptian tobacco to enhance the sweat impregnated in this room. If you get a bullet hole on that excuse you have as a brain, Fast Draw, I won't be the one mourning. And with that, the commander returned to his plans, constantly drawing disillusioned plan after disillusional plan on the map, reliant on forces they didn't have and supplies they were lacking. Well, he wasn't wrong, however. As he left the room and lit a cigar, Fast Draw simply power-trotted to the speedboat he left hidden on the coast. No way in Tartarus he's staying on this sinking boat. To his despair, however, the boat was gone. Oof. Final report. For the eyes of the battle sister Zog only. Denna has been successfully reconquered. The fire contained and reconstruction of the city has begun. Civilian casualties minimal, but still a considerable loss. All major cities and villages have been cleaned of collaborators and pockets of resistance, and while small skirmishes still dot the landscape, they're more than capable of being handled by local militia and police forces. Tobuk's territories without a doubt return to us. Long live the Aquilid. Long live Zarantia. Glory to the victorious, a shallow grave for the bandits. A warning to the world. Years ago, we lost Tobuk to a band of bandits, thieves, mercenaries, and cutthroats. As a flock of carrion birds, they followed the Storm King there, believing they could prey on our lands undisturbed, that the Imazib tribes were too weak to oppose them. But now the time has come. All shall learn the price for facing a united Zarantia. To face one's end. Elum stood atop his safe house, feeling calmer than he had been for the past few weeks. Holding a population hostage, morale, and the supplies both melting away as these negotiations continued, and his forces more and more slipping out of his control, all that remained was this harbor and the few forces that were still loyal to him. Were being the key word. He had allowed them to surrender, and to a faint shame on his part, they'd surrendered to the besieging forces almost immediately. He wondered if any of them bothered to understand why he held so tightly to Tobuk, to the ideal of this fake artificial state. The population despised them, their armies were only as loyal as the coin was plentiful, and in truth, no single politician of the Republic thought of their nation as anything more than a pump-and-dump investment. Truth was, he didn't know either. Perhaps he was a fool, perhaps he was a griffin tired of running from his past, and desired a fresh start somewhere, far away from any griff who knew his true name. He picked up a bottle of whiskey and downed a good gulp, as it before putting it down next to the gun. A new beginning, he thought as he stared down at the weapon. Yeah, right. Well, no point dragging it out, was there? Woo! A warning to the world. Oh, yeah. We are out of manpower again, or pony power again. Well, which one of you is going to be deleted? One of you that doesn't have the ability to meddle and has the lowest amount. That'll be you. Goodbye. Your manpower, it's not like they're being killed or deleted or anything like that. Really, they're just being turned into garrison directly. Like, sorry, you're done with that job. You're done being military men right now. We need you as to hold the territories down. By Mekiouzza's word, the resistance is over, and the country is fully returned to our oaths. Many fought to the death. Some fled and escaped their sea cordon. But the bigger majority now fill our jails and brigs as prisoners, waiting for their final fate. To say the decision has been contested would be understatement. The Aquilid is all but preparing a public hanging of the traitors, while the princess demands a fair trial. After all, collaboration is a high range, and even some of those loathsome traitors could have their utility. The chieftains, too, were divided on a decision, and for many days this topic was a sort of high-tension, loud arguments. But on this morning, from the palaces and the misses were sent all across Tobuk, the decision made clear. Many of the bigger figureheads of the gun runners would have no pleading case, their execution as an example. But for the smaller, less notable ones, they would follow their boss to the hanging gallows. They would have a chance to plead their case for judgment. One chance. You hear me? No more. You better speak well. And you better fully understand what you're dealing with here. Speak your case. Tobukian pledges. While the population of the armies celebrate in the streets, our scribes wage another battle, not by weapons, but in pen and paper. Many communities within Tobuk still need to renew their pledges and be brought back into the fold. With the mess we have been left with, this will take time. The Tobukian lands will be brought back into the fold, with the people swearing fealty to Mekiouzza. Well, we dealt with their last troops. Now we've got to bring them into the fold. And then we'll start working on building back up to what we should be. Oh, well. Good luck, Abyssinia. I'm not helping, but I do want you to win. So, yeah. The Tobukian countryside is in a state of chaos, and the people need to once again see our warriors keep the roads and villages safe. We have much to do, so let's get to it. Taking stock of the city. The retaking of Tobuk was costly to both our warriors and the city itself. You must assemble an inspection team to sift through the rubble and debris to give us a clear view of the city's current problems and damage. Who knows, maybe they will stumble upon something we missed before. Apparently they're going to stumble upon places to build. Though, actually, this is better building slot, so I will, after finishing this one, begin building over here for a little while. Restoring the old routes. It seems the gunrunner's last spiteful bark at us was to blow up the roads and bridges that connected our cities. No matter, routes can be rebuilt and retraced, and those who destroyed them are gone. Oh, I can, what do I need to be able to, just lacks a battery. Okay. Oh, I was meaning to do this one, but oh. Well, it also just needs a battery, so I'll do that as well. So there we go. The Emerald Fields. Tobuk is a great city, but its countryside hold on equal treasure in its verdant fields. Now that Tobuk is finally back under our control, we can at least re-establish the plantations that provided so much prosperity for us. Oh, manpower. Manpower, good. The water that never ends. Actually, I'm gonna next do these. How long had it been since she had seen the sea? When one was surrounded by the harsh sands of the desert, the sight of water was an invigorating experience. One that many a waylaid traveler rushed towards when lost among the dunes. The rivers of Zarantia were always a beautiful sight, but as Umalas walked along the pier of Tobuk and gazed upon that boundless verdant sea, it was hard to not feel emotional. Her heart fluttered with pride, as once again her people had reclaimed their birth home to the world. And the world laid out there, ready to know her name, ripe for Zarantia to one day stand as high as their peers of Carthage and Egypt. And if she allowed herself a moment of arrogance to know the name of Queen Umalas, Tobuk was returned to Zarantia, and even with all the problems and challenges come, Umalas let herself dream of the possibility that were yet to come, which didn't help her see the light post in front of her. Her daydreams interrupted by the reality that she was not intangible. Dream high, but remember what's right in front of you, heir of Zarantia. Learning from change. Let's see. What do I need next? I could probably use one more there and then throw some more on there, I'm gonna say. Learning from change. The world is changing fast, and the events of the last years proved that we haven't caught up. We must redouble our efforts. Our efforts to learn and adapt to the changing times. For the next time, we may not have the opportunity to. Okay. Alright, build up troops quick. We gotta be ready. Go, go, research. Research faster. How dare you be so slow? Yes, need extra research slot. The Emerald Fields of Tobuk. The Imazib are not one united kingdom, but a great host of different tribes, many of them with unique customs, beliefs, and attitudes, and it is only outsiders who see them as one people. This does not mean they cannot be united, however, and like a grand mosaic, they are each part of a greater whole. Tobukian knowledge. The swindlers and thieves left behind a vast wealth of knowledge after we drove them from our city. It would be folly to allow it to go to waste. As such, we must collect it up and replicate it, so that we may instead bend the tools of the greedy for the good of all. The old stories. Was I naive to think that our people's stories would be any less difficult to wrangle than the tribes themselves? Umalas sighed, flopping back in her seat and staring up at the ceiling. Weeward put down his pen and looked at her with an eyebrow raised. That is now the 17th variant of the legend of the floating cities. 12 of them just among the Azure tribes. When I tried to find the common feuds, I'm left with one thing, a floating city. And sadly, each of these tribes would say that their tales are truthful. The Blue Sage was placid about the entire affair, though he gave her a sympathetic nod. It has rarely been an issue before. After all, no Imazib would be so brazen to question another tribe's legends. And you will now ask me what my purpose with this endeavor is, Umalas added dryly, as she scotted up to a sitting position, and Weeward clucked happily in response. Looking down at the text in front of her, she thought about all the high-minded ideas she had when she started her work. One unified canon of stories to serve as a tent pole for Zarantia and bring them together. Yet there were so many variations that she didn't know where to even start. In the end, this is what our people are, and I will document it all. I'm focusing on what unifies us, to find common ground. Give me that research slot. Give me it. Give me it now. Give me it. I need it. Yes. I need all of you to research. Faster. Sure. Open for business. As the last pockets of resistance are dealt with, and the last negotiations and pledges are made, the trading part of Tobuk is finally open for business once more, west, east, or beyond. Zarantia welcomes all. Okay, for now, we gotta move back over to here, but I will grab you, throw you on there, grab you, throw you on there. Though I do need to go ahead and, like, throw a couple of you down, so I can build more. There we go. That should be good for now. Actually, yeah, since 15, I might as well just into even 24. I am going to switch you over to, yeah. Actually, I might just grab up specifically you three and keep you guys with them, and then you to them. And in that case, I will go ahead and do that, but I better be prepared to delete troops. Offer assistance to the people, or assurances to the people. Though those that collaborated with our enemy deserve neither pity nor mercy, we must not forget why we came here. Mekiouzza's name is still remembered after all this time, and many of Tobuk's inhabitants have hoped for a return. Under our watch, Tobuk will never suffer again. Woo! Let's go! No more suffering! Woo! The Pearl of the Green Bay. Tobuk suffered for a long time under the yoke of foreign adventurers who cared nothing for its people. Under Mekiouzza's leadership, Tobuk shall be reforged into a mighty city, and a true capital of united Zarantia. Alright. Oop. Oh. Okay, yeah, we do have enough. Alright, everyone get to places. And next time, we shall launch a preemptive strike on Chirp Terror to ensure the safety of Zarantia. But for now, I think this is a good time to end this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.